It's Wednesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Hillary Clinton.
Speaking at the 83rd Annual U.S. Conference of Mayors Saturday, the former Secretary of State said she supported President Obama's calls to further infringe on the Second Amendment if it means it will help the victims of gun violence.
For me and many others, one immediate response was to ask how it could be possible that we as a nation still allow guns to fall into the hands of people whose hearts are filled with hate. You can't watch massacre after massacre and not come to the conclusion that, as President Obama said, we must tackle this challenge with urgency and conviction. Now, I lived in Arkansas and I represented upstate New York. I know that gun ownership is part of the fabric of a lot of law-abiding communities, but I also know that we can have common sense gun reforms that keep weapons out of the hands of criminals and the violently unstable while respecting responsible gun owners. What I hope with all of my heart is that we work together to make this debate less polarized, less inflamed by ideology, more informed by evidence. So we can sit down across the table, across the aisle from one another, and find ways to keep our communities safe while protecting constitutional rights. It makes no sense that bipartisan legislation to require universal background checks would fail in Congress despite overwhelming public support.
Lies.
It makes no sense that we couldn't come together to keep guns out of the hands of domestic abusers.
You lie.
Or people suffering from mental illnesses, even people on the terrorist watch list. That doesn't make sense, and it is a rebuke to this nation we love and care about. The president is right. The politics on this issue have been poisoned. But we can't give up. The stakes are too high. The costs are too dear. And I am not and will not be afraid to keep fighting for common sense reforms and, along with you, achieve those on behalf of all who have been lost because of this senseless gun violence in our country.
In the immediate aftermath of the shooting, President Obama and Charleston Mayor Joseph P. Riley, Jr. both rushed to issue statements demonizing the Second Amendment over the shooter's actions.
But let's be clear. At some point, we as a country will have to reckon with the fact that this type of mass violence does not happen in other advanced countries. It doesn't happen in other places with this kind of frequency.
Meanwhile, black Americans took to Twitter and rallied around firearms, the Second Amendment, and the God-given right to self-defense, declaring a call to arms in rejection of the white supremacist ideology. Candidate Clinton first made her anti-gun stance clear in April, asserting, "We cannot let a minority of people, and that's what it is a minority of people, hold a viewpoint that terrorizes the majority of the people." And now from the first comment for this article, from John Smith. Hey, Hillary, you want common sense gun reform? How about not sending guns to ISIS? How about not sending guns to Mexican drug dealers? How about stopping senseless wars? Now that's gun reform I can live with. John Bound for Infowars.com.
Hey, YouTube. Well, you just heard Hillary, or the psychopath Mrs. Clinton, speaking in a convention regarding gun control. And as the pictures pretty much spelled it out, there is no way that gun control in their fashion is gonna work. We know exactly what that's gonna lead to, and that is gonna lead to we will be sitting ducks, and it will be absolutely the end of us. So my advice is to you, don't hand it over. Don't ever hand it over. Molon Labe, in Greek meaning come and get it. Give them a fight of their life to let them know that this is America, and we're not gonna stand down and let a new world order roll in over our faces. Meaning a boot tramping on a human face forever. Is that really what you want? If you don't, you hold on to that gun no matter what, even if you have to die standing for your right to choose for yourself. The government has no right to choose for you. You are a free man. As long as you live in obedience to the 10 Commandments, then you should be just fine, and life should be okay. And if everybody could do that, it would be just fine. But we are dealing with Luciferians, satanist people, liberals who have a mental illness, meaning they're all psychopaths. They're communists. They're dangerous. So your gun is your best defense right now against them, because they're coming for it, and very soon, with the help of UN, Satan's army, or the New World Order army. That's what it is. But to the next subject. Well, you all back in, what was that, 2010, 2011, we were all marveling over this picture. Why is that missing? Why is it taken out? Well, I knew what was there. I known it all along, but I just needed the proof of it. And now, as we have seen, this is snapshots from my video, the latest video, that now it's been revealed, and we almost have the exact same coordinates, meaning, of course, this one has moved during time. Well, it is 3 or 4 years ago that we came to know that this was missing. So it is no longer in 5 hours and 53 minutes. It is now in 5 hours 42 minutes. And of course that means that the background will be different. So we are having Nibiru confirmed. It is right there. It is coming our way, and I can assure you it is coming our way, people. It is very real. The Egyptian account for this object is very vivid, and there is a link below, or you can go find it on my channel as my top banner. There is the full link, but I believe the link is below, and I suggest you go read the tale about the destroyer. So we have it right there. And then I get a little upset that one of our so-called Christians, who is extremely popular, especially on BPoildisaster News, which is a web page we should take with a grain of salt, naturally. Her name is Lynn Leah, and she is using Zachariah Sitchin's interpretations of these Sumerian tablets. And I'm actually disappointed that she's doing that, because she's not even looking at Gil Broussard, which is on YouTube. He's an astronomer, and he knows what he's talking about, and he has his footwork in order by calculations, people, not by some Freemason Zachariah Sitchin's description of what he has found out through the tablets. Who says he's telling the truth? You know, if you are a Freemason, a 33-degree Mason, you are a Luciferian, and you are a liar, because your father is Lucifer. And what is Lucifer? The father of all lies. So Gil Broussard is here on YouTube, and his channel name is Planet7X. Just search in the YouTube bar Planet7X, and there you shall know what he has found out and what he can back up with actual facts, and not just some crazed old man who's now dead that we can't hold accountable for his lies. And here's a picture from 2003, meaning that will be the 21st of October 2003. NASA have a picture of it. This is how it looks, and this is what it's going to look like when it's becoming visible and close enough to Earth. The winged disk, the comet. It will look like a comet in the sky, but this one is huge. We're talking 6 to 7 times larger than planet Earth, and it's going to outshine everything on the sky when it approaches. And not to forget about it, today Supreme Court have decided to overturn our Constitution and claim that it is constitutional for same-sex marriage. Now listen carefully, all of you out there. America is the most blessed nation in all recorded history. And that nation who has been given all this has turned away from the one who gave you all this, meaning turning away from our Father. And now it has been decided without any public outcry that it is okay for same-sex marriage. You know my opinion. They should buy an island, all of them, move out there, because I don't want my future, meaning my children, to grow up and think that 2 men or 2 women swapping saliva on an open public square is okay. And that's the norm. That's not okay. It's a sin. It's not okay. And it will never be okay. And now, actually, that's my opinion about that. And judgment is going to come to America. It's not the judgment in form of the financial breakdown that will start out in September, mid-September, also where our shithead Obama is going to sign off United States sovereignty to the United Nations. Did you hear that? No, that is another form of judgment. But the judgment made today, it's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt America severely. And there's a great possibility of an earthquake in California, which is the mecca for homosexuality in this country. This once gospel-loving country, which has now turned to mocking God instead of getting on your knees and ask for forgiveness for your iniquity and your transgressions. But NASA these days are talking to the Nuclear Security Commission regarding creating a weapon that can destroy an asteroid. Yes, you heard me right. And what is Nibiru dragging with it? Or PlanetX, what is it dragging with it? Debris, and lots of it, tons of it, large rocks. And there's talk about a 2.5 mile rock coming close to Earth. I don't think it's that one, but we also need to keep this one in hand. That might be something that just leaked in order to make it seem like that we have an approach of an asteroid, and it's going to be a man-made disaster that will make everybody beg for help, and UN will come and help you. As long as you give up your gun, then you should get help, or you will get shot. What do you prefer? Freedom and make your own way of life in ordinance with the 10 Commandments, or you're going to submit and deliver your weapon to United Nations and be dragged off to a camp and exterminated? Because I can assure you people, they want to kill you. They are not going to let you live. And this one is coming, and it's coming soon, and it's coming to a city all over this planet. God bless you. Go check out Planet 7X on YouTube and get the real facts and not Zachariah Sitchin's lies. He's a Freemason, 33-degree Freemason. He's a liar. God bless you.